it's a thing, and sometimes other folks tell me it's not a thing, and I just think to myself like, no, I really think it's a thing. I really do think elevation makes a difference.
It does. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
So Melvin actually has a read now for I think for altitude.
oh yeah, you better believe I'm all over that. I've got an elevation chanter and the Melvin Reed in it. Yep, that's I was excited to see that come out.
So did you think it made a big difference?
I do think it helps. And this is no dig. I think Adrian Melvin's amazing, and the chanter is excellent too. And so it's no sort of dig. I'm at like I live at about 5,000 feet above sea level, and there's people who live higher than that.
Yeah,
And I
right.
do think that it helps. But I did message them and just say like, hey guys, like halfway joking, like, could we get this is great. Could we now get an extra elevation chanter? Like add a couple more little triangles to it, maybe. So
Yeah.
I feel like my high G could still use just a little bit more, a little bit more. There's still some little bit of tape on there, but it's definitely better than it was.
Yeah, the Melvin wasn't around when I was in Aspen in like 2012 to 15, something like that.
Hmm.
And dude, I was on my own figuring things out, dealing
Yeah,
with like it's cracked reeds, dried out chanters, everything. I broke a
yeah.
chanter up there in the cold one time.
Oh no, I did that too one time. Oh, I felt so, and it wasn't
Yeah.
mine. I borrowed it from a friend.
So it wasn't mine either. That was the thing. It wasn't. I was
Oh
borrowing.
no.
Yeah. It was not good, but I got it fixed. It was a Gibson wooden solo chanter, and I got it fixed. But it was a moment of panic. It was awful.
Were you at a gig when you broke it?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
dude, I
it
was
was.
too. Luckily I
And
just finished. It was a funeral. I just finished playing, so I didn't have to play with a broken chanter. But still, oof. What kind
it
of gig
was
were you playing?
well, it was at a bar, and it was a
Yeah.
crowded bar, and I was playing. I put my pipes down, and then there was a band that came on after me,
Mm,
and it was one of this. The guy like looked at me. It's like, I think I broke your chanter,
no
and
way.
he went back and like started putting his gear up and continued on. I was like, oh no,
He
and
just
I
said
looked
that and
at it,
left.
and yeah, it was like that bad. But Aspen was great.
Yeah. What
Playing
what
in the
brought you
mountains was
out?
a lot of fun.
Yeah. What brought you out to Aspen? Because I mean, because your handle on social media being Charleston Bagpiper, I'm just thinking to myself like, well, this is an eastern guy for through and through. Have you moved around a lot, or was that a fluke that just came up at some point?
I moved around a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm from New Jersey,
Hmm.
and like we were talking about, I'm back up in Jersey this weekend for a pipe band fundraiser.
Yeah.
Um, I am in Charleston. I've been down there since 2015,
Yeah.
and I lived in Colorado for a little bit. I lived in Germany also for a little bit.
Germany, really? Did you play pipes over there as
Yeah.
well?
No, I didn't bring the pipes over.
Mm.
That was I went over and lived and worked on a Ramstein Air Force Base,
Oh,
and
the famous
we took,
Ramstein. That's
you
pretty
know it.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I worked in an outdoor rec shop and took
Yeah.
people on ski trips,
Dang, dude,
and
what a cool life you've been living.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
Yeah, that was right after college, and did that
Wow.
for like a year and a half. So no piping at that point.
Yeah.
Although the piping scene out in Germany is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's active. Yeah. But well, had you
Um,
started playing pipes at that point and you just didn't take them with you, or had pipes not come into your life yet at that point?
no, I had been a piper for quite some time.
Oh, so right out of
Um,
college, you must have started young.
yeah, so I started, um, I think I'm gonna say 95 is when I
Mm-hmm.
actually took lessons. And so,
And that was in New
um,
Jersey?
that's right. Yeah.
What
So,
was it kind of a like a did you have like a local service band or something like that that you could go to for lessons, or how did you find a teacher? Well, I guess back up even more. Where did your parents were your parents into it? Like how did you first come into, hey, I'm gonna play bagpipes?
so my dad was a piper.
Oh, very cool. So you're a
Yeah.
multi-generation music bagpipe kind of guy, huh?
Yeah. My family is Irish on both sides. they kind of pushed the Irish heritage and tradition. They're
Mhm.
uh, from the Bronx and from Kearney, New Jersey,
Mm.
and so they had us with Irish music early on. My sisters were step dancers. Um, I was on tin whistle at a young age.
Oh, very cool.
Around the time, yeah, around the time that my dad started playing pipes.
Mhm.
Um, I'm one of 6 kids, and
Way. Alright.
yeah,
Who says that's awesome, dude, that's great.
it's great.
I'm also from a big family, and I only have
Yeah.
5 myself, and so I guess we're reducing the numbers by generation, but still, that's
So
yeah.
listening to your podcast, I kind of knew that you're a father of 5. Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that what you just said?
yeah, that's right,
Wow.
yeah.
Good for you.
My wife hates it
That's
when I say, "Only 5 so far."
I can't, yeah. I'm sure you get it a lot, but I can't imagine. I mean, it's chaos
It is
raising kids,
chaos, that's
just
for
2,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
but it's good chaos.
It's good chaos, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my 2 brothers back home with me right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, being part of a big family is great.
But you were one of 6, where did you fit into that group?
I'm the oldest.
Hey, I'm the oldest too. Fist bump, dude.
Nice. Yeah. Right.
So then was it kinda like, "All right, son, you're gonna play the pipes," and then,
Mm.
or the whistle, whatever it's gonna be so that, your younger siblings can dance to it? Or did other siblings also pick up instruments at some point and play along with you?
Yeah, I can't remember honestly saying I wanted to play tin whistle or I wanted to play
It's
bagpipes. It
just a
was just
given.
something that, yeah, it was just something. Probably what happened was my dad was playing pipes. There was my tin whistle. There was a person teaching tin whistle lessons in the same place called the Shillelagh Club in West Orange, New Jersey.
Oh, very cool.
It's it's legendary. It's awesome. And so the pipe band practice would be upstairs, and then there was a teacher in a side room playing giving tin whistle lessons. So it probably lined up that way, where my dad's had started bringing me and taking me to tin whistle lessons
Mhm.
from there.
Is the
And
Shillelagh Club like, is it expressly to teach, like, Irish culture music kind of stuff, or was it also like an event center or like a pub, or what's that place like?
it's everything. Yes,
Oh, gotcha.
it's everything. So they've got a great bar downstairs.
Yeah.
And there's memberships, but it's open to the public. Um, and upstairs is an event hall,
Mm,
and they host. It's right next to a golf course. It's right next to a school, so
mm.
it has people in there all the time. So I grew up basically in that place.
Yeah, gotcha.
Um, so my dad was playing pipes,
Yeah.
and it was one of those things where I don't ever remember expressing any interest in being like, "Dad, can I start playing pipes?" It was kind of just known that I was going to play pipes.
Mhm,
He
mhm.
started bringing me, telling me, I guess, once you hit high school, we're going to start bringing you up for to the pipe band practice for lessons,
Yeah,
and so that's where it went from there. So I've been playing I guess, since freshman year of high school.
that's pretty cool. My
Yeah.
own father never played pipes, but he told me I was going to be playing pipes essentially my whole life since I was very small until I started doing it. And still today he'll laugh and say it's a crazy thing that a dad can tell his kid he's going to do a thing and he actually ends up doing it. Usually if you say you're going to do a thing, that means the kid's going to refuse to do it.
I know. What's was your father's interest in the pipes?
Oh, he's just always liked him. That's
Okay.
how we ended up living in the town that I grew up in, is that they had a Scottish festival, and I think if I remember the story right, my parents went looking for the Scottish festival. It was just in the Central Park there in the small town. Should have been easy to find, but they got lost in the rain, couldn't find the bagpipes, came across a house that was for sale, and that's where they ended up living. So the high school there had a pipe band and stuff like that, so it was easy to good infrastructure in place for learning
Oh, how
pipes,
cool is
basically.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
So you
Yeah.
start playing in your high school band?
Yeah, so I was lucky I got to play, like, with buddies, you know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
all kids, everybody the same age, kind of a great hangout kind of thing, so that was fun, yeah. Yeah, but what about the band that you were playing with? did you start playing with the group with your dad? And was that a
Hmm.
competition band or a parade band? Like, what was the situation with the band there when you got started?
The band was the um, West Orange Shillelaghs pipe and drum band,
Mm-hmm.
and it was and still is it's a parade band.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're a well established band. I think they've been around since the mid '70s, and
Mm.
they had it's a teaching band, um, and they don't compete. They do a lot of they're active in the parade scene in New Jersey. There's a ton of parades,
Yeah, very cool.
and um, I was with that band all through up until college, and at and around that time there was a break off, and a couple guys split and formed a new band called South Park and District.
Mm.
In it's For a while they were in Maplewood, New Jersey, and my dad followed that group, and we started playing with South Park and District
Mm-hmm.
soon after that. And I was with that band for a long time up until I moved to Colorado, where I was on my own
Mm-hmm.
for a while, and then found a band in Charleston.
Oh yeah, I've been assuming all along just because of the handle Charleston Bagpiper. I've just been thinking like, oh, he must be playing with the Charleston Pipe Band. Is that the case? Is that the
Yes.
band that you're doing a fundraiser for today and everything?
Nope. So I am back home in New Jersey doing a fundraiser for South Park and District.
Oh, gotcha.
Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha.
right. So I still carry a kilt. I don't pay dues or anything like that, but I come up and try and do the fundraiser once a year or make a gig or two
Yeah.
and come up.
Did any of the numerous siblings end up also picking up the pipes, or was that not in the cards for them?
My younger brother, is an awesome drummer,
Oh,
and
cool.
he was on snare drum for a little bit as a kid, but didn't stick with it.
Well, Jack, I'm adding this to my list of like to my body of evidence. I have this theory because it just seems like it goes this way, and it's happening with my own kids already organically. I think that when there's a piper in the family, that's going to be the older sibling, and the next sibling to be at all involved in anything to do with pipe bands is going to play drums. Like it just seems like it always plays out that way, and I'm curious. Got to talk to like some, I don't know, early childhood development people or something to figure out why is it this way.
Right. Yeah, it's he was on the drums for a little bit, and I still try and get him to join the pipe band, but
Yeah.
he plays like a lot of reggae music, and
Oh, very
he's
cool.
into a lot of much cooler stuff than
Yeah, I
the
know what you mean.
bagpipes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, then,
Yeah.
so where did the stint in um Germany come in? That was right after college. Did you take your pipes with you to college, and what were you studying over there?
Yeah, I did it. I went to school in upstate New York, Western New York.
Mm-hmm.
Brought the pipes with me, and I was studying business marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just played like a college kid. Brought them out to parties, things like that.
Were
Um,
you the one and only piper on campus?
yep, I
That's a
was.
cool that's a
Yeah,
cool spot to be in. That's awesome.
yeah. That was probably felt the coolest as a bagpiper, bringing out pipes to college parties.
Yeah, maybe especially
Nobody
during
goes.
those years, right? You're the only one. You've got your thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, and no matter how bad you're playing, everybody goes nuts and
That's
cheering.
right. Nobody knows if you mess up. That's great.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I always tell people that if I was gonna get out a guitar or sit down at a piano, I would never do that in public, because there's other really good players around and they're gonna know that I'm not that good. But with bagpipes, there's some security in the obscurity.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it really it just brings out an emotion. It
You're
really
right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you're playing. People love the sound of it. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I,
you're right
I've
about
there's not
that.
many times I've gotten a boo.
Not many, huh?
No, no, but believe me, when I've gotten them, it's been noted.
That's funny. So
Yeah.
then what I mean, this is maybe a big question to ask you right off the cuff here. So don't feel like you have to answer with like your final answer forever. But just like kind of
Hmm.
off the top of your head, like what's kept you going with bagpipes? Like, what keeps pulling you back or, like, because it clearly has staying power in your life, you know? So, like, why have the pipes gone with you through the whole journey so far?
It's I tell people that as I've gotten older, it's become more and more important to me to keep on playing the pipes. It's a release. It's a stress reliever.
Mm,
It's something that's always in the back of my head throughout the day. And as you get older, you start losing sports start dropping off.
yeah.
Other activities slowly get pushed to the side, but the pipes and music is an easy one. It's
Mhm.
getting to practice once a week or doing a parade or it's a community event. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's it's something I expect to continue doing as I get until I'm an old man. And you see a lot of these people who are in their 70s still playing. So
Mhm. No, that
yeah,
resonates. That
it's
makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
I've seen some video and pictures of you with a whistle th- fairly recently as well.
hmm
So whistling is stuck with you as well.
Yeah. I I listen to a lot of Irish music, and
Mhm.
um, I really enjoy the session scene. So we have a monthly Irish session in Charleston,
Mhm.
and yeah, I play a lot of whistle. Probably more so into play a lot of whistle at the house more than the pipes, just
Mm.
because it's easier to play. And
Oh, sure.
um,
Yeah.
so like I said, I'm up in New Jersey now, and I'm not too far outside New York City.
Mhm.
And there's loads of sessions. There's sessions every night of the week, and sometimes multiple. So I'll
Hmm.
try and hit up a session or two if I'm lucky while I'm up here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is it coming home, is it a situation where these are sessions that'll include folks that you know, it'll be a bit of a reunion to get to know them, or are some of these going to be new territory for you?
Well, they are people that I know. They
Yeah.
don't know me.
I
They
got you.
are they are superstars in my scene of
Yeah.
Irish music. Um, like Killing Valley has a session. There's some people who have been on Broadway. There's people
Mm.
who have recorded famous albums. There's great musicians in the New York scene, and
Mm.
if you're lucky enough, you can go hop into a session where they are, and um, yeah, that's it.
Mm. I'm personally I'm very shy of sessions, but also very curious, very interested. It's not a thing that
hmm
I've done. Well, it's not a thing I've done much before, and so I don't have a lot of confidence about it. And so maybe this is just me being extra curious. But when you go to a session, I'm guessing you usually take a whistle. Like not small pipes or something like that. Is it a high whistle or a low whistle? And then do you sit with it in a corner for a while and slowly work your way toward the circle, or like how do you approach that?
Yeah, so I'm not a regular in the sessions in New York,
Hmm.
so those have kind of a lot of people have priority. You kind of I sit in the back
Yeah,
For the New York sessions. I hide,
yeah.
and I'll bring a low D whistle with me,
Hmm.
and a high D
Hmm.
whistle, and that's it. Um, there is a cool session on Monday night in Brooklyn. It's a Scottish session,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
and I do have a set of small pipes with me, and I will bring those if I go on Monday,
Hmm.
that is a cool session.
Yeah, I feel like, as I say, I'm session shy and curious but cautious and stuff like that anyway. But I have a friend out in Milwaukee who's been starting a Scottish session, and he just barely shared kind of his repertoire with me. And I have a couple
hmm
fiddle friends here locally who have been asking about Scottish music, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm the guy, but maybe we could try something. Sounds like that is a lot of fun. Do you find? I mean, I guess speak for the world here. Like I don't mean to ask you to explain why the world is the way it is, but where where else do you find Scottish sessions? It seems like they're harder to come by.
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I there I wouldn't answer with 100% confidence, but there's not many of them, and
Yeah.
so that's why this one is in Brooklyn is so cool to me. They put out an album a number of years ago that you can find on Bandcamp,
Hmm.
and the music's phenomenal. It's really
Hmm.
good music, and it really kind of shows how cool an Irish Scotch session could be.
Yeah.
And so I've been listening to that for years, and finally made it over to their session a few years back, and it's awesome.
Do you happen to remember off the top of your head what that album is called or what the session group is called? Maybe I can drop a link into the comments in case anybody's interested, or into the description. I mean,
Yeah, it's the Iona sessions.
Iona Sessions.
Um,
I'll look it up and drop a link into the description if anybody wants to check that out.
yeah, well worth it. I listen to that album on a regular basis, and there's a lot of simple tunes on there too. I've picked
Hmm.
up quite a number of tunes that most pipers would be familiar with, and there's tunes on there that are easy enough to learn that are fun. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
mhm.
Do you feel like the whistles are already whistles or pipes? You know, like how's the next generation looking? You know, like are the kids curious? Are they interested in what dad's doing and trying to pick stuff up?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
They, my son, we've got Finn is turning 5, and and my daughter Annie is turning 2, and
Mm.
so I've got loads of chanters and like a gooseneck um,
Mm-hmm.
bagpipe setup for him, and whistles all around the house, and constantly passing them off to him when for things to play with. And
Oh, good. Yeah.
they
Cool.
like the music; it's constantly on in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to continue playing Irish
Yeah.
or bagpipe music when they
Mm-hmm.
get older.
Yeah. That's very cool. Well, maybe if you don't mind, you know, we've now kind of suddenly mentioned multiple pieces of kit. You know, we got the highland pipes, the small pipes, and whistles. Um, could you get nerdy with me for a minute and talk to me about what you know, who are you playing? What
Yeah.
makers do you like, and what's your reed setup and all that kind of stuff?
So the pipes that I'm playing right now, I've got a set of Wallace pipes that I'm playing.
Hmm.
They're really nice. Um, I've got Roddy McClellan chanters, the
Oh,
elevation
cool. Yeah.
chanter with Melvin Reeds, I think, and G1s. I've got those as well. Um, Go ahead.
Oh, I just think it's cool. We're playing the same chanters and reeds. We would be matched
Yeah,
up if we meet up anywhere.
please. Would
Yeah.
love that.
Awesome.
Um, I've got my dad's set of Roddy McClellan pipes as well. Those I haven't really touched them all that much since I got them,
Hmm.
and those pipes are my hope is those get passed on
Oh, wouldn't that be
to.
cool? Another
Yep.
generation playing them.
Hmm. I've got a set of C small pipes. Those are David Nails.
Do you
Those are.
really? Well,
Hmm.
I'm jealous. That's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
know. Yeah, that is my dad had them,
Oh, really?
and yeah, he had them for a number of years, and he it, he just wanted a set of small pipes,
Yeah.
and that's what they had available because people really weren't playing C small pipes all that much 20 years ago.
So they go and blow the dust off. "Oh, I guess you can have this. And meanwhile,
Well,
a couple decades later, it's all the rage. Everybody goes
I know.
crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, they are they're such a cool sound. I
Yeah.
love that's my favorite pipes to play. And with Brija, there's a lot I try and catch a tune or two from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's I've got those small pipes in C.
Let me just hazard a guess that you've spent some time sitting down with that Badger and the Weasel set that she did with Ross.
Oh, of course.
Of course, right? Yeah.
Immediately. Yeah. As much as I can, I play that
Yeah.
album. That is such I'm so happy she's around. She's doing so many cool things right now.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Um, and then there's a set of Walsh small pipes in A. They're mouth blown, and those are
Mhm.
great. That's what I'm bringing to the session.
Yeah.
They're so easy to tune up. I mean, I carry them with me on the plane. I don't have to worry about really breaking them all that much when I travel
Yeah.
with them. And that's another thing with the session too. Playing pipes in a crowded pub where people are not paying attention to music. My drones got kicked around by people carrying beers and stuff like that. So like I was
Oh, yeah.
thankful to have a plastic set of pipes versus an expensive set.
Yeah.
Um, the whistles are all Goldie whistles. I've got those in low D. I've got an F, um, and I've got the John Synth whistles in high D, E flat, and a couple other ones. So I've got a pretty solid collection
Yeah, those are
of
some of the
whistles as
best,
well.
man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I met him in a session.
Oh, you met
John
John,
said,
really?
yeah, and we were sitting together playing a session hosted by Jerry O'Sullivan, and at the end, he was like, "Do you know I make whistles?" And I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, I make some of the best whistles around. Joni Madden plays my whistles," and start rattling off a whole bunch of people. I was like, "Is this guy for real?" And um, I got home, I researched him, and I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, this is a well-known whistle maker." And he
Yeah.
told me he'd make me a whistle. Um, so I put in an order, got two of them, and I love them.
That's very cool. You said that was your D
Right?
and your E flat?
Hmm. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
I think those are such a classy looking whistle too. I love it when you see the whistles that have been around for a minute, the John Synths that have a good patina on them. That's
Hmm.
that's like the look as far as as far as my personal like aesthetic preference. Like I think that's a really good look.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the way they look. And even so, I matter of preference, but those I leave those whistles a little bit with a little bit of wear and tear on
Yep,
them. I don't polish them all that much. I kind of like the look
I'm
when it
with you
gets a
there,
little
man.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you can see where the fingers go, I just feel like that's
Yes.
pretty cool, pretty darn
That's it.
cool.
And then my most recent addition is Ellen pipes. I
Oh,
just got to
oh
practice
yeah.
that,
How's that going?
which I'm thrilled.
Yeah,
It's absolutely my newest obsession. I
yeah,
can't wait to tackle this and wait for all the struggles and the everything that comes with it.
yeah.
And that the chanter is from Will Woodson, and I
Oh, very cool. Is it
yeah.
a recent build of his, or is it a chanter that had been floating around for a while? Because from what I
Uh,
understand, he kind of recently made maybe it was just a quick set, but I feel kind of like he was not making for a while and then kind of started making again. Maybe I'm wrong
he
about that. Maybe that's just an
yeah, I'm not
impression I
sure,
had.
but he told me throughout the process. I ordered it in 2024.
Mhm.
Um, and it arrived 2 weeks ago.
Mhm. Just oh wow, so you're real recent to it.
Brand new, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a newer design. His chanters are all Taylor Brother designs for
Mm.
of the chanters,
Yeah.
and so that arrived on a Thursday. I took off to Orlando, Florida, for the Southeast Chenol, and um, spent the weekend playing with all world class pipers,
Mm.
and had a blast.
Yeah.
So I've at this point, I mean, I've got a pretty I feel pretty honored to have a really wide collection of musical instruments.
And good ones too. You've got
Right.
some of the real big names across the board there. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that comes from that's definitely a- m- all kind of based on the podcasts like yours, listening to
Mm.
who's out there and what they're playing, and YouTube, and finding out who Colin Goldie was. Listening to that podcast from Will Woodson was
Mhm.
awesome. I've listened to that podcast a couple times because his his journey was kind of similar to the way I was going from
Mm.
bagpipes to whistles to
Mhm.
uilleann pipes, and so thanks for doing what you're doing, Jim.
Oh,
It
hey,
helps all of
shucks,
us out.
man. Well, you're making me blush. No,
Yeah.
that's what honestly, like, that interview with Will Woodson is one of them that stands out as, like, that's, geez, that's the big benefit for me personally is, like, when else would I get to sit down and talk to a person like that for an hour, you know? Like, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I love you've brought on some some of the, you know, I'm a fan of everybody that I've heard. You've Ross
Thanks.
Ainsley, and you've had some big names on there.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. It's thanks to their generosity, of course, that they're willing to put in the time. But it sure has been fun to be able to chat with folks. And don't get me wrong, and it's also a treat to talk to someone like yourself. I'm not trying to say that I only do this to talk to the people who have albums out there. But it is a lot of
Right.
fun.
Well,
And yeah, Will
it
Woodson's
shows
one of them. Yeah,
it shows how small our community is, right?
yeah,
Because
totally.
um, we've never crossed paths, but I feel like you and I could talk to you for hours.
Yeah.
Um, and you've had other people on that I've met at competitions and festivals. Like, oh yeah, you were on the podcast.
Oh, that's very cool.
So
That makes
it's
me really
yeah,
happy,
it's
man. That's awesome.
right. It's we are a small group of people. That's but after listening to your podcast, you find out how small of a community the biking community is here.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man, that makes me really happy. I mean, that was kind of like the main idea initially with getting the show started was like get to know the people, outside of the circle a little bit, and that's awesome. That makes me really happy. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for doing it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
What Well, Jack, with the Charleston Pipe Band, do you have a pretty full playing schedule with them? And aside from that, I'm under the impression that you gig on your own
Hmm.
a fair amount.
Yeah.
So you got sessions, you got, I'm assuming competitions, other band performances, your own gigging. Like, what else is filling? What's all that like, and what else is filling up your music time?
So the Charleston Pipe Band we do compete.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a grade 4 and a grade 5. So we've pretty active.
Mm-hmm.
We're right around we're let's face it, we're in parade season right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start of it. Um, so with where I'm at in life, I'm not competing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the amount of time for travel and away from the family. It's hard to a lot of the competitions.
Yeah.
So most of my time right now is spent with gigging in
Mm-hmm.
Charleston. There's a ton. Charleston's a wedding destination. There's a ton of events going on there, so it seems to be easier for me to do a lot of the weddings, funerals, and parties around the Charleston scene, and I love doing it. It's Weddings are probably my favorite thing to do.
That's very cool.
It's
That I had forgotten. I think that this came up when I was talking to JD Ingram
Yep.
that we were talking about how, like, for me personally, I play a lot of funerals and I might get one or two weddings a year, never more than that.
Okay.
And I think I remember JD saying that his ratio is exactly the opposite. Tons of weddings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we get a lot of weddings, do get a lot of funerals, and
Mhm.
um, uh, hopefully, once life settled down a little bit more, I'd like to get back into the competitions. But
Mhm.
what I found in Charleston or in the Southeast, and
Mhm.
probably much like out west where you are, the competitions are spread out. You have to
Yeah.
travel to
Yeah.
get to them,
Yeah.
and they usually require like an overnight.
Mhm.
Which doesn't really work out for my schedule with work and family
Mhm.
life right now. So it's hard to say. I don't make a lot of the competitions.
Yeah. Yeah, have you had a similar experience? Like, I don't know about you, but, like, for me, for the last decade or so, I'm happy to have it's not a lot of money, so I don't mind, but I've registered a lot more times than I've actually ended up playing. It's always aspirational. I'm always like, "Yeah, I'll sign up this year. This will be a good year," and then don't make it to anything.
I was doing that for a long time, and then I
Yeah.
just realized, like, what are you doing? You're not
Finally
going to
got
make it.
honest with yourself.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Yeah.
our band is going to Chicago this year, which is
Oh, that's very
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
And I when the email started coming out, I was like, there's no way I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. That
Yeah.
sounds like it's going to be such a great weekend. But no, I can't. I'm not doing it this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of
Mhm.
lot of gigs.
Yeah.
Um, right now, I'm doing a lot of gigs. We're in the South. We've got a lot of people who have moved here for retirement. So there's a lot of
Mm.
assisted uh, retirement communities, assisted living communities. So I I've picked up quite a few gigs, and this is playing in the assisted living facilities around
Mhm.
Charleston area, and it's a great way to just get yourself out in front of people and play. They
Mhm.
love hearing the pipes. They're
Yeah.
welcoming, and it's a fun way to get to practice new tunes and
Mm.
get a couple sets down. So I do a lot of that too during the St. Patrick's Day season.
Have you developed any audience-specific banter like, "Hey, all right, yeah, I'm happy to be here, the one and only performer you'll see this year for whom you can leave your hearing aids out," and then strike in and
Yeah,
start playing
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, there's that. But it helps you doing these performances in front of people. Helps me learn about our instrument as well.
Mm.
Because let's for most of my life playing pipes, you just go out and you play, or you're playing
Sure.
street beats.
Yeah.
And when I'm in front of an audience who's engaged and interesting, they ask a lot of questions, and I have to hopefully be prepared to answer them. So you learn a little bit about the history
Mm.
of where the tunes came from, more history about, are the bagpipes Irish or Scottish, and
Mhm.
so it's fun learning, being prepared for these type of gigs and being able to learn more myself about the instrument
Yeah. No, that
and the
makes a lot of
songs.
sense. When you have to articulate a thing, then you actually have to dig in and figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool. Now what about, like, I'm assuming you're in a relationship, um,
Hmm.
where, such that, you got your kids and everything like that. How did pipes figure into any courtship years or anything like that? Was that a did she deal with it, or was she excited about it? What's that like?
She appreciates it.
Oh,
My
okay.
wife Kristen she's appreciates it. She welcomes the music, but
Mhm.
there's a limit. I'm
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
just like in every family.
Surely,
Um,
yeah.
it's Yeah, I don't get to play the pipes at will at home.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I try and get those things out when she's out of the house.
Yeah,
But she loves them.
yeah. What
Yep.
was it that brought you or all of you to South Carolina initially? Is that a work-based decision, or was it, music related in any way?
Work based.
Gotcha.
So I'm a firefighter.
Hang on, you went to school for business marketing. That's not the same
Oh yeah.
thing.
Right. And then after school, I went to Germany and
Right, yeah,
hung
you were a
around
skiing instructor.
taking people.
Wait, how did this
Yes.
happen?
So I really did not pursue my business, my college career, college diploma at all.
So you're probably not the only person in the world for whom that's the case, but how did firefighting
Probably.
come into it then? Is that also a family thing, or is that unique to you?
My dad was a volunteer firefighter. Um,
Gotcha.
and I also say that I think pipes got me curious about firefighting.
Oh, sure, I can
And
imagine that being the case, yeah.
yeah, like, so in high school, we do these parades and we go out and play the bars, and there's tons of police and fire pipe bands up in New Jersey. They're all over the
Yeah.
place. And you'd see these guys having loads of fun all day long
Mm,
at the bars and the parades. And I was like, these guys are great.
yeah.
And I think that kind of was where, like, it's it's not the danger of firefighting or the being a hero or anything like that. It's just a camaraderie of having fun with a
Mhm.
bunch of guys, and I saw that at the parades when I was younger.
Mm.
So
So the seeds got planted there, and then,
that's it.
yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So then I don't know anything about firefighting. Is it the kind of thing where you get the right certifications and training and then you just kind of try to find a firehouse that's got an opening and you found an opening in South Carolina, or do you try to target a firehouse that you're particularly interested in working for and reach out to them, or what's that like?
Well, yeah, so it's you need to have certifications to
Mhm.
be eligible to be hired on a fire department. And the cool thing about firefighting is you can do it. They have fire departments all across the country,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And so I've always lived in places that I've enjoyed being. Some pretty cool places, especially Colorado.
Mhm.
And I was a resident firefighter there, so I lived in a firehouse.
Oh.
Trying to become a full-time firefighter,
Mm.
and I started putting applications across the country, kind of daydreaming of what it would be like to be a firefighter in Maine or
Mhm.
in California or in Florida.
So it would
So,
lately you would have been busy in California, that's for sure.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a sister that moved to Charleston from Colorado.
Mm.
And so I've always been close to the family, always had family around, and I knew Charleston could probably work if I had family there. So it's near
Mm.
the beach. It's a beautiful place. It's a destination place. So I started putting applications in there,
Mm.
and that's how it worked out.
Mm. Yeah.
So they've got plus they had a pipe band. Like that
Bonus,
was
yeah.
all this. Yeah, like when you're looking at jobs, I'm sure you probably, if you've ever transitioned,
Mhm.
looking at places, where's the pipe bands? And
You're
Charleston
right,
had a
yep,
pipe band.
that's you need to pull up the
So
pipe band map, figure out where
right.
the options are.
Yeah.
Well, with all the gigging around, individually as well as, like, playing with the band and sessions as well, I'm curious if there are any particularly good experiences that stand out, whether it was a performance or hopping in on a session or anything like that. I'm curious if any good positive experiences stand out to you. I'm also curious if any, disastrous, therefore funny experiences stand out to you, like, looking back over just places and things you've played for so far, what like kind of swims to the surface as like, solid memories, be they good or bad?
I've got a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about them.
So n- early on when I started playing, this is not bagpipe related, but kind of.
Mm.
I was able to play. I was playing trumpet in band,
Oh, very
and
cool.
was able to play when the Pope came to Newark, New Jersey. We were able to play for both the Pope and Bill Clinton.
You played the
Um,
trumpet for the Pope and the President. That's pretty cool.
that's I know, right? And a few years later, we wound up playing opening for the Chieftains,
Oh,
and
really?
as the pipe band opened for the Chieftains, and we were able to go backstage and hang out with the whole band.
Yeah.
And that was early on in my career. So like this was just kind of things that I figured happened all the time. Get to play with the Chieftains. Um, and then recently, Charleston Pipe Band was asked. Some of the members were asked to perform in an HBO show called The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which
I saw some social media posts about that when that was happening. Yeah.
yeah, so we were able to perform in an episode. I think it was like the final episode of the last season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we had a little cameo on that Righteous Gemstone show, which
Yeah.
was very cool. Um, Playing in Ireland for my sister's wedding at a castle
Oh,
with
whoa.
my dad was another big one. Yeah.
So your sister got married in Ireland at a castle, and you and your
Mhm.
dad took your pipes and played there.
That's right. Yeah, I've
That's
been able
pretty
to
darn
play.
cool.
My father and I have been able to play at all three of my sister's weddings. So
That's very
it's been
cool.
wonderful. Hmm.
And these are all sisters that did step dance and such, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, pipes have been a big part of my life for a long
Yeah,
time.
they're
All
baked
all
into
great
everything.
memories.
Even if you wanted to get away, you wouldn't be able to, would you?
No. No. I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's so many disastrous memories that we've talked about the broken chanters and things like that, but
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
nothing nothing terrible. All
Yeah.
good memories with the pipes.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, and so, like, maybe your collection is already perfect. You got some pretty cool stuff, but what if? Like, let's dream. If money were no object and it was easy to get it, what else? Maybe your mind is completely taken up with the uilleann pipes right now, but like, what else is on the horizon in terms of like instruments you want to pick up, or maybe whole new instruments, but also maybe just like another set of pipes or another whistle from such and such a maker, like what is some of your dream stuff,
Um,
your wish list, we might
I
say.
Yeah, I would. I've always eyed up a nice. Is it Benton? Small pipes. I'd
Mm,
like to get a set in A from him.
yeah.
Like
Oh, is it Banton?
Banton. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
Banton.
He's the one who, if I'm remembering right, worked with Will Woodson early on.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. So I would like to get a set from an A.
yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah, you've got your C set.
at some
You're
point you
the
think
what,
you're
are you the
done,
only
right?
piper out there who
Oh,
doesn't have?
another thing too.
Yeah, you always think,
A
"Oh, if I
oboe
get
whistle
one
or
more, I'll
a
be
flute.
okay. Yeah, one more, I'll be
I have
set."
that ordered, and that is one thing I've been eyeing
Oh,
up for a
cool.
while too.
You ordered
Yeah,
an Olwell flute?
yeah. Are you
That's
familiar with it?
super cool, man. Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I watched a documentary about the guy, and I listen to people playing his stuff all the time. Yeah,
that was
amazing.
that's I watched that documentary and I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't do this. I totally shouldn't do this." And I put the deposit down.
I
And I
can
did it.
understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, I've got I better start gigging a lot more because I've got a lot of money to spend.
Yeah. Oh, that's super exciting.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I lost my dad died in 2024. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that kind of put me at a point where like I've chased and you always want to get instruments. This is my hobby. This is my life. I don't ride motorcycles. I don't shoot guns. I don't do anything that's kind of like I play music. And
Yes. Yeah.
there's no point in I if I in 20 years if I didn't put that order in for the uilleann pipes, I'd be disappointed. In 20 years if I didn't
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, I wish I learned to play the whistle or the flute," like I'm
Mhm.
just kind of after my dad passed away, I'm just kind of saying yes and going for it. And
Mm.
he put in an order for those Roddy McClellan pipes, I think a little bit too late. He finally got
Mm.
himself the set of pipes he was after, and
Yeah.
he didn't get to play them that long. And
Yeah.
so that kind of stuck with me too. So that's where that kind of why I'm
Mhm.
buying getting all the instruments now while I still can play them.
That makes sense, and it's beautiful. It's sad too, of course, but that's beautiful, and it seems like a real piece of like lived wisdom. Um,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, he'd say go for it. And he knew
Yeah.
um I told him he was when he was alive, I told him I put in an order for an uilleann pipes and he was like, "Yes, that's so cool."
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd be very happy for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you need more justification, and I wouldn't be like the guy like you'd have no reason to listen to me, but I'm just relating, that for me personally, anytime I make a somewhat reckless decision like that, what I hear in the back of my head, there's a band I really like that, and they've got this song where the chorus is "While we live, let us live,"
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I'm not gonna take a day off, like while I'm around, I'm gonna try to take it to the max.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
play these instruments so we can. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Well, has the and man, what a beautiful like if your children choose to pursue it, what a great environment for them to be in, and they're gonna have a lot of great instruments to inherit. That's awesome too,
Yes, that's the other
It's
side of it.
just
So
yeah,
right, um, I'm a dad thinking about all these kids being like, "Here you go. These are right in front of you."
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've got. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I've got borons too. I've got two really nice borons sitting in the house as
Oh,
well.
very cool. Yeah,
And I had those out, and so there's loads of instruments. If they have any interest, they're right there for them. Okay. We have a whole house
Yeah.
band if we need to.
Yeah. As a dad to dad, I think you'll probably get a little joy out of this. I'm so excited by the fact that my youngest, he's a very observant little guy. He's just he's just about 3. Oh, my wife's gonna be upset when she hears this. I have a hard time remembering how old my kids are. I have a lot of them. That's
I
my that's
know.
my that's my my justification for that. But I think he's about 3, around there. But he's very observant. And here's the thing: anytime he gets a drum or a thing that looks like a drum, he finds a stick to play it. He doesn't do the whack it like a hammer thing. He wiggles his hand like it's a Bowron tipper. He just thinks that's how
Wow.
you play drums. Like that's what drums are to him. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. It makes me excited.
That's great. Yeah.
Uh, but, what about the flute? Have you like, well, I'm curious too, where you play whistles in different keys, and
Hmm.
you play highland pipes and small pipes, of course, and then you've recently picked up the uilleann pipes. Um, the fingering systems, of course, are similar, but not quite exactly the same. And
Right.
then there's different keys and stuff like that too. And then the flute, you add the challenge of what you're doing with your lips. Um, What's been your like, how does it work in your head? Do you usually think in the key that you're playing in, or does your brain go straight to Highland pipes and you just let your fingers transpose? Like, what's that experience internally like for you?
I the pipes and whistles, I think separately. I don't see them as the
Mm,
same instrument. My brain goes to whistle tunes,
yeah,
and my fingers naturally play like a whistle.
yeah.
Um, if I'm my e holding a pen or holding, something in your hand when you're
Mhm.
fidgeting, my hands are always doing the Highland pipe setup.
Gotcha,
So
yeah.
I'm fingering in Highland pipe music, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, it's
Uilleann pipes are new to you, of course, so, like, don't feel like you have to stick with this forever, but I'm curious where that fits in because, like, Is it is the chanter with uilleann pipes a little more similar to whistle than it is to pipes? Or is it already entirely its own thing? Is this a 3rd category, in your brain already?
Yeah, I probably would be able to answer this question better in time, because I'm so new
Yeah,
to it. But I
yeah.
did take I took lessons at the Chinol in Orlando, and
Mhm,
it was funny. Mike Stribling was the instructor, and he had us sitting around all the beginners and just had me play the scale. And I was like, "All right, here I go. I got it." And he stopped me right
mhm.
away, and he's like, "You're a Highland Piper, aren't you?"
He could tell already.
You could tell already. And it's because I had the pinky, right
Oh,
hand pinky up. So,
yeah.
I feel like the uilleann pipes is full circle. It's a good
Mm,
blend of the tunes are you play them like you would play a whistle.
mm,
But the fingering feels more like a chanter, a Highland chanter to
mm,
me. Just got
yeah.
to remember to keep that pinky down, and there's a few different notes.
Mhm.
So,
Have you messed around with flutes before, or are you just
nope.
getting ready for yet another challenge to dig into as far as that, what do they call it? That's an embouchure, right? That's the embouchure that you develop with what you're doing with your lips?
Sure. Yes. I guess.
Probably something like that,
Yeah, I
right?
think you know, but more than I do. This is going to be a
Well, speaking of trumpet, I'm just thinking like, oh, I know that's something you do with brass. I don't know if you call it the same thing with flute actually, but yeah, something like that.
yeah. I'm gonna see where it goes when it gets here.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
might be like I'm playing too many instruments. Let's be real. It's to be a master of one or be really good at any of them. I just you know.
Sure.
But it's all about
But there
fun.
but but yeah, exactly. That's there again, right? You're living, you're chasing what's appealing. I think that's admirable and good. I like that. That inspires me, man. So I have some other kind of boilerplate questions I can toss to you. I also want to make sure, this kind of conversation, especially where it's being recorded, I think we'll both always think of things like, oh, I should have brought up that story. Like there'll always be something like that afterward because our brains are in that mode.
Yeah.
So no pressure to dig a thing up, but if there is anything that you think would be fun to talk about, I wanna make sure we give a chance to that. No
Yeah.
big deal,
Well,
man.
right now we've got our fundraiser this morning.
Yeah.
We've got our fundraiser for the South Park and District Pipe Band. They do this annually, and this
Mhm.
year it's at a bar that is owned by one of the drummers of the pipe band. So
Oh, wow. Wow,
yeah,
perfect.
um, we've done this fundraiser every year since the band's been going on for about close to 30 years at this point. Um,
Wow, that's cool, and do you usually get home for it too?
I am doing it on a more regular basis now that my dad's passed. I it's
Mhm.
but it would traditionally be on the same weekend as there was a great piping event in Newark, New Jersey called the Metro Cup. That
Mm,
are you? I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it kind of has I it's lost its funding. It's no longer really an annual event, but it
I
would bring
see.
in the world's best pipers from all over, and
Mhm.
we got to see some of the best pipers there is, and it would
Yeah.
coincide with that weekend. And so a few years back, going back maybe 15 years ago, we were doing our fundraiser in Maplewood, New Jersey, and out of nowhere, Gordon Walker shows in. Stuart Little comes
Mm.
in, and a piper by the name of John Patrick to our fundraiser. And
Wow. And were you standing there with pipes in your hand as that happened?
oh yeah, we had just
You
performed.
were
We'd walked,
playing?
we playing in the
That's
bar, and
good. Oh, man.
yeah, and we
High
look up.
pressure, right? Like, "Oh."
It was it was one of those things like, "Is that who I think it is?" And then, yeah,
Yeah.
the chatter goes around, and Gordon Walker's sitting there at, like, noon with a little whiskey in his hand, enjoying our
Yeah.
pipe band fundraiser. Totally unexpected. So that's gonna be a
Yeah,
fun event
sweet.
today. As soon as we finish up here, throw the kilt on, bring my son Finn and mom over to enjoy some pipe music. It's gonna be a fun afternoon.
Beautiful. That's awesome.